I'm not interested in your stupid-looking trick.
Well, that'll take a load off his mind. Lady, you've got to stop your complaining.
I don't like the way you're driving this car, young man. Have you got a driver's license?
Well, they said they'd give me one.
Oh, you haven't got one now.
No, I don't know how to drive yet.
Oh, I never heard of such a thing.
Lady, you're talking too much. Is that a way to talk to a lady? Don't you know that you must always be polite to the inferior sex?
I never was so insulted in my life.
Please, shut your mouth, madam. You talk too much. That's just what I said for. I know you did, Ravelli, but you didn't say please.
Oh, I'm getting sick and tired of this. We came out on this typical sightseeing, and you haven't told us a thing.
Hey, we just told you to shut up. What more do you want? All right, madam. Anything to keep you quiet. You see that big building over there?
No, where?
The one on your left with the tall chimneys and the big doorway?
Oh, yes, I see it now. What is it?
I haven't the faintest idea. I imagine it's a building.
Oh, you're a fine guy. I know more about this town than you do.
Sure, lady, you've been here before.
Oh, I knew you didn't know this town.
Oh, you think I don't know this town? Well, I'll have you understand that this is the finest residential section of this city. On your right is the municipal gas works. On your left is the city dump, where we will stop on the return trip for a picnic lunch. And while we're there, we drop Ravella.
Driver, where are we going? We seem to be leaving town.
Why, so we are. What's the big idea, Ravella? Stop and turn around. Hey, boss, no, stop. What do you mean you can't stop? I can stop, but I can't stop with the car. I forgot to tell you before, but the brakes in this car are no good. They seem to have broke. Well, it might help if you took your foot off the gas. The gas? Seems to broke, too. Is there anything on this car that isn't busted? Sure, boss, the steering wheel. But that doesn't work. Now, ladies, to resume our travel talk. We are now leaving the city for the open country. As we pass into the great unknown, we approach one of the last signs of civilization, a coal truck.
Careful, driver. You almost ran into that load of coal.
Don't worry, lady. It wouldn't hurt us. It's only soft coal.
Are we going back to the city or aren't we? We've been driving through the country for hours, and the girls and I have to catch a train.
All right, lady, you find the train and I'll trace it.
And I insist upon being taken back to the city. Hey, we must be miles out in the country. What's the name of that town we just went through?
Never mind the details, madam. What I want to know is what state we're in.
This is outrageous. Well, it's a sun setting. It'll be dark in another hour.
I suppose that's our fault, too. Ravelli, I'm getting sick of these dames. Can't you stop this bus and dump them out? No, there's a sign over there that says no dumping.
Driver, they're coming to a railroad crossing. It says stop, look, and listen.
Well, lady, you can look and listen as much as you want, but we no can stop. There it goes. There it goes. Say, there's no way of satisfying you buzzers. I've got a good mind to give up the whole business. Hey, boss, where did all those old ladies go? They're under the big popper, Belly. Say, this is turning into a circus. Run out and get me some peanuts. All right. How do you feel now, gal?
Oh, my. What are you trying to do? Mother?
Boss, that's a swell idea. How did you happen to think... Oh, it's the smother instinct, isn't it? Some joke, huh? Look at the water in the road. She's a right. She certainly is, Belly. Throw out the anchor before we start the trip. We got no anchor. I'll throw out one of the ladies instead.
If you start this car right away.
Very well, madam. Then the only thing to do is for everybody to get out and push.
What?
Come on, no shaking. Everybody out. We'll get you back to town in no time. Come on, everybody, get in. You and I have to steer this car and get it back on the road. Hey, boss, she's a moving. Come on, girl. Keep on. You can do better than this.
Driver, how far do we have to push this stuff?
Well, with luck, madam, we ought to hit a town within 15 miles, and I wish you'd hurry. Ravelli and I are getting all wet up here in this seat.
What? You mean to say that you can't stop this time?
No, lady, you'd better go back there and push it some more.
We won't put you through another foot.
Okay, madam, then I'm afraid you'll have to walk.
Walk from here? I never heard of such a thing. You get us out in your bus and expect us to walk home.
What are you thinking about? I bet it's the first chance any of you battle axes ever had to walk home from an automobile ride.
Hello? Oh, I'll tell him. Mr. Flywheel, the author of Blood and Bullets, is on the phone. He says he has another gangster story.
Flywheel, that's wonderful.
He says you can have it for $15,000.
$50,000. Tell him we give him $35,000.
He said $15,000.
All right, then tell him we give him $6,000.
Now, wait a minute. He won't take $6,000. We ought to offer, let's say, $9,000.
All right, let's say $9,000, but we'll offer him $6,000.
We must get that story. Miss Jones, switch the call to my office. I'll talk to him there.
Very well. Hello? Yes, send them up. Some gangsters are coming up for that part in the gangster picture.
You talk to them, Flywheel. I'll be in my office. I must get that story.
You're looking for some gangsters?
Talk to Mr. Flywheel. I'm very busy.
All right, Gorilla, sit down. What's your name?
My name is Cutthroat Evans. That's a very pretty name.
Come on, Cutthroat. Let's see how tough you are. Take a stock at Ravelli.
Sure, I'll take a stock at him. I'll knock him through that window. Hey, wait a minute. You'll break that window and Blitzen will get mad.
Ravelli's right, Cutthroat. I'll open the window.
Cut the stalling. Do I get that acting job or not?
Well, first we've got to see if you can act. I'll try you on a couple of lines. Ravelli, hand me that play.
Hey, this ain't a play. It's a cookbook. It says omelet on it.
Omelet? It's Hamlet, stupid. Never mind. Here's another script. Read this, Cutthroat. Begin here.
All right. Sweet, sweet, my heart cries out for your bitter, sweet love.
Wait a minute. That isn't the way a gangster talks. I don't think he's the type. Ravelli, throw him out.
Okay, boss. Get out.
You guys, let go of my dick.
Grant.
Next.
That's me. I'll take the job.
What's your name, tough guy?
My name is Joe Martin, but they called me the Killer.
That's a finer. Sit down, killer.
I'm sorry, Killer. You're not the type. You look too old with your mustache.
Don't worry, boss. I got a razor. I fixed that. Come on, killer. I shave it off.
Hey, wait a minute. Let go of me.
Remain quiet, Killer.
Don't move. I get him off.
Ow!
Hey, killer, have you been eating ketchup?
No.
No? Well, then I must have cut you. There you are. No mustache, and you look 15 years younger.
Let me take a look at him. No, Killer, you still won't do for the part. Now you look too young. Throw him out, Ravelli.
Okay, boss. Come on, dope.
Take it easy, you guys. I came here to get a job as an actor. And if I don't get it, there's only one guy walking out of this room alive. And that guy's me.
Well, in that case, Ravelli, give him back his mustache. He's hired.
Wants to see you in his office.
I should go to his office? Why can't he come here? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll meet him halfway. I'll meet him in the hall near the staircase.
Well, he said that he wanted you to come.
Oh, Flywheel.
Oh, he's coming.
Flywheel. Oh, that gangster will be the ruination of the studio. I'd drop the whole production if we hadn't shot 30,000 feet of film. The director tries to tell that murderer what to do, and he smashes the camera over the director's head. I try to interfere, and he says he'll kill me. What shall I do?
Why don't you fool him and commit suicide?
You don't seem to understand. He said if I go out on that set, he'd put a bullet through me.
He did, eh? Well, he can't scare me. You go right out on that set. If he kills you, I'll have him thrown out of the studio.
Maybe I ought to get some bodyguards.
I'd do more than that. I'd get some mud guards, too.
Yes, I think I'll hire a bodyguard.
No, that wouldn't do. In that case, you'd have one fella trying to attack you and one fella trying to defend you. That's 50% waste. Why couldn't you be attacked by your own bodyguard? Your life would be saved, and that'd be 100% waste.
Just what are you getting at?
I anticipated that question. How does an army travel? On its stomach. How do you travel? In an automobile. You see, you're saving your stomach. But the movie industry is too important for us to sit here and talk about your stomach. Now run along. I want to see my pictures in any of the movie magazines.
Why aren't you out on location? I pay $5,000 a day for the right to use that big jewelry store just so we can get some realism into our hold-up scene. Why aren't you there supervising?
Well, I'm waiting for Ravelli. He went out to borrow a broom.
Hello, boss. How you feel, Blitz?
Where's the broom? Didn't they lend it to you?
Sure. The lady next door lent me one. But she say I have to use it right there. So I stay there and sweep up her floor.
Well, that's a fine thing for a movie executive, sweeping a floor.
Yeah, I like it fine. I always sweep up for my wife. I treat her like an angel.
Like an angel? You haven't bought her any clothes in 5 years.
Well, angels don't wear clothes. Anyway, last week I buy her a new dress, but it don't fit.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I think I get a different wife.
Mr. Ravelli, I have something to say to you. Please tell me why you hired 28 girls for the part of the cabaret dancer when I told you I wanted just one girl. Nice, sweet, demure.
Well, the more the merrier. Some joke, eh, Blitz?
My name's not Blitz. It's Blitzen.
Well, I was in a hurry.
Why do you gentlemen stand here idling? I have a mob of 500 people waiting at the jewelry store on the corner for our big hold-up scene.
Ravelli, he's right. Let's get going.
I'll stay here. I don't feel safe around that killer Martin.
Hey, Blitz, if a nicer-looking girl calls up and asks for a sweet-see-eatsy daddy, don't you talk to her. She means me.
Come on, Ravelli, and stop drooling. There's work to be done.
Work? Then I stay here.
You're coming with me, and remember, all I'm asking from you is a little common sense.
You could use some, boss.
There's the jewelry store down the street.
Boss, I'm too tired to walk. I think I'll take a streetcar. Does it make any difference which car I take?
Not to me, it doesn't. Here we are. Let's get through these ropes.
Hey, you fellas, you can't go through those ropes. This street is roped off for the...
See you here, officer. You're a public servant, aren't you? Sure, yes. Well, break my coat. Get out of my way, or I'll get another dress. I've got to get through this crowd. Hey, officer, that's the flywheel. You better let me through.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Flywheel didn't see you, officer.
Killer Martin broke another camera over his head.
Oh, he did he? Where's Martin? Killer! Martin!
What do you want?
Killer, we've stood for about enough of your horseplay around here. From now on, I'm directing this picture.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? Now remember, I'm not afraid of you. It'll take 3 guys like you to lick me.
3 guys, huh?
Well, in a pinch, I guess you could do it alone, but it would be much easier if you had 3.
I'll get this, Flywheel, and get it straight. Nobody tells Killer Martin what to do. One peep out of you, and I'll break every bone in your body and tow you right down that sewer. Now, you got anything to say?
No, I think you covered about everything. Let's get going.
Sure, let's go, boss. I'm sick of this picture anyway.
And another thing, Flywheel. That's a fine dame you put in this picture. She won't even let me kiss her.
Well, you can hardly blame her. Did you ever get a look at that kisser of yours? Ravelli, get Martin a hand mirror.
We ain't got no hand mirror, boss, but I can get him one for his face.
He wants to be a lover. Look at that scar on his forehead.
Yeah, I think he bit himself, boss.
Nonsense. How could he bite himself away up on his own forehead?
Well, maybe he stood on a chair.
Come on, quit the stalling.
Ravelli, you work the camera. I'm going to rehearse the love scene with Miss Winston.
Hey, what do you mean you gonna rehearse it? Ain't I gonna play it in the picture?
That's the whole point. You get your chance later. Why can't I have a little fun now? Don't you think I'm human? Oh, Miss Winston.
Yes, Mr. Flywheel.
Just to get you in a romantic mood, how about you making a little fuss over me? Sort of a rehearsal?
Oh, but Mr. Flywheel, there's no love scene in the picture.
No, we don't have to put it in the picture. We can just rehearse it. However, if you're going to be snooty about it, I can get along without you. I've got a wife almost as nice as you.
Hey, boss. We better get another camera.
Why?
The killer wants to hit you with this one.
He does.
Yeah, but I'll talk him out of it. I'll tell him to use a club instead.
Ravelli, get the cameras ready. I've got to take this scene.
Okay, boss, I'll go.
All right, Miss Winston. You stand right by the window here. Killer, you run into the store, grab the jewelry, smash the glass door, and dash out. When Miss Winston sees you, she screams, and you start choking her. But you get away. Ready? Light. Camera. Action.
Oh, she's choking me. Help! Help!
Okay, lady. Okay, I help you.
Who hit me?
I got him, boss. I got him.
Ravelli. What's the idea of smashing the camera over Martin's head? You spoil the whole scene.
Well, it serves him right, the liar. He hits that nice lady up, he promises to hit you.
Ravelli, this studio isn't big enough for both of us.
That's all right, boss. We can make the studio bigger.
Come on, everybody. We've got to take this scene again. Property man, put the jewelry back and handle it carefully. That's real jewelry, and it costs a lot of dough. And you, Ravelli, no matter what happens, you stick with the camera. You understand?
Leave it to me, boss. I'm a wise guy, eh?
Ready? Light. Camera. Action. Hey, Martin, where you going? You forgot to choke the dame. Killer, where you running to? Come back with that jewelry. Stop him, Ravelli. Stop him.
This time I don't get a fool, boss. I stick to the camera.
He's running away with the jewelry. He's getting into a car.
Oh, boy, this is going to be some fix.
You idiot. Martin just got away with $30,000 worth of the jewelry store's diamonds. That wasn't part of the picture.
That wasn't part of the picture? That's fine, then. Everything is all right. There's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. Why not?
Well, I forgot to put film in the camera.
You have been entertained tonight in the Five-Star Theater by Groucho and Chico Marx in their three-act comedy, Flywheel, Shyster and Flywheel, Attorneys at Law. Keep your seats, ladies and gentlemen, for Groucho and Chico will be back in just a moment. The Five-Star Theater is sponsored by the Standard Oil Companies of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Louisiana, and the Colonial Beacon Oil Company. Through 30,000 Esso stations, which form a network of convenient service to the motorists, all the way from Maine to Louisiana, these companies supply the public with the products of the world's leading oil organization. On June 2nd, we will place a new product on the market, which will be an important milestone in motor fuel history. Watch for announcements of this new product in the newspapers. Or better still, go to your nearest Esso station or dealer on June 2nd and find out for yourself. Groucho and Chico are out on the platform again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about a little hunting trip I was on last week. I take some worms.
Take some worms? Just a minute, Chico. Didn't you say you went hunting?
Sure, I went hunting for a place to fish. But it was no use. I no catch nothing.
No?
No, I don't think those worms were trying.
Keep on talking, Chico. It's great for my insomnia.
You got insomnia? Why don't you go home and sleep it off?
Chico, your mind's wandering.
Yeah. I'm wondering what that new product is that Esso stations are going to bring out next month. It couldn't be sardines, huh?
No, it's probably something you put in your automobile.
Well, when I went fishing, I put 2 cans of sardines into my automobile.
Well, I'm different. The only thing I ever put in my car are Esolube, that hydrofined motor oil, and Esso, which is more powerful than any gasoline.
You're said it.
No, I'm going to say it now. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
This concludes our Monday night five-star theater show, which features the famous Marx Brothers, Groucho and Chico. They'll be back again next Monday at this time. Be sure to listen to the five-star theater production of Charlie Chan, which you will hear on Friday night at this same hour. Strike Me Pink was taken from the production of the same name. Who Cares was from Of the I Sing, and Wonderful was from Funny Face. Your announcer, George Hicks. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Five-Star Theater presents Groucho and Chico Marx. The Five-Star Theater is sponsored by the Standard Oil Companies of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Louisiana, and the Colonial Beacon Oil Company. Through 30,000 SO, spelled ESSO, stations, which form a network of convenient service to the motorist all the way from Maine to Louisiana, these companies supply the public with the products of the world's leading oil organization. Now, before we go on with the program, the sponsors have asked me to make a special announcement about gasoline. Between now and June 1st, you will be reading and hearing many claims and counterclaims about new motor fuels and new gasoline. You will be bombarded with advertising superlatives. In the face of all this, we want you to know that this organization will maintain its position of leadership in the oil industry. On June 2nd, we will place a new product on the market which will be an important milestone in motor fuel history. This new motor fuel is a challenge to all gasoline. Monday night is comedy night in the Five-Star Theater. We're about to hear those mad Marxists in another of their three-act comedies concerning the adventures of Flywheel, Shyster and Flywheel, attorneys at law. Both are coming onto the platform now, dressed just as you remember them on stage and screen. Groucho with his little black mustache, red tie and frock coat, Chico and his bushy hair, little green hat and corduroy coat. Our orchestra conductor, Leonard Joy, is lifting his stick, and the show is about to begin.
Shyster and Flywheel. No, Mr. Flywheel isn't in. He's been on an ocean cruise, but his boat is returning today. No, his assistant, Mr. Ravelli, isn't in either. He's with Mr. Flywheel. Yes, I'll tell him you'll call. Goodbye.
Where's that first mate? Oh, there you are, Mr. Johnson.
Did you call me, Captain?
Yes. Have you found those two stowaways?
Not yet, sir.
Well, we're landing in 10 minutes, and they've got to be found before they have a chance to get ashore. Place the ship again.
Aye, sir. Hey, Flywheel, wake up. We've got to get out of this lifeboat. They're still looking for us. Boss, well, come on, get up.
That's fine. Here I'm dreaming that I'm having a nice $2 dinner, and you have to wake me up.
But Flywheel, the boat's landing.
Never mind. Go wait till I finish my dream. Oh. Now, where did I leave off?
But we're at the dock, the pier.
Dock pier? What do you mean, dock pier? I'd rather have light pier. Let me go back to sleep. My dinner's getting cold.
Hey, maybe you can bring me a ham sandwich. I haven't eaten in 3 days.
3 days? Why, you've only been on the boat 2 days.
Well, I didn't eat yesterday, I didn't eat today, and I'm not going to eat tomorrow. That makes it 3 days.
Quick, step down in the lifeboat. There's somebody coming.
Good. What are you doing with those bags up there on this deck?
Beg pardon, sir. They belong to Sir Roderick Mortimer.
Oh, that African explorer. Where's he been the whole voyage? I haven't seen him once.
How he keeps to his cabin, sir. He's very shy. Wants to be the last one off the boat to avoid the reporters on the dock. Asked me to put his luggage up here out of the way till he's ready to get off there.
All right. Pile it up by that lifeboat there, out of the way.
Yes, sir. Beg pardon, sir. They laid hands on those two stowaways yet, sir?
No, but we'll get them when they try to get ashore. When we do, I'll see that they get theirs safe. Hey, Flywheel, they said we'll get dessert. I think I'll take a prune.
I wouldn't, Ravelli. Prunes aren't what they used to be.
No?
No, they used to be plums. But that's neither here nor there. We've got to figure out how to get ashore.
I know how to get ashore, boss.
You do?
Sure. Look, I say to myself, how we get onto this boat? And the answer come back, we walk on. Then I say to myself, how we get off of this boat? And the answer come like a flash, we walk off.
Nice work, Ravelli. Now ask yourself, how are we going to get by all the ship's officers that'll be guarding the gangplank looking for us?
Oh, no, I only ask myself easy questions. Hey, there's nobody around. Let's get out of this lifeboat.
Okay.
Hey there!
Look, there's an officer. He's seen us.
I'll talk to him. You pick up 6 or 8 of Sir Roderick's bags laying over there and try to look like a passenger. Oh, Captain.
I'm not the captain. I'm the boatswain's mate.
You're his mate? Well, I hope you're very happy together. Give my regards to the boatswain. Come, Ravelli, bring that luggage.
You know, you fellas look just like a couple of stowaways we're looking for. Well, we just heard the opposite. We heard of the stowaways who look just like us. One is a little fellow with an Italian accent.
Well, it can't be me. No one ever said Flywheel was a little fellow with an Italian accent.
And the other is a tall guy with a black mustache who talks a lot. Well, I'm no talker so much.
Say, boatswain, how do we know you're not the stowaway? You've got a black mustache and you talk too much.
Have you seen any suspicious-looking characters around here?
Nobody but you. Why don't you throw yourself an iron? Come, Ravelli, bring that luggage. Unless I'm very much mistaken, and I usually am, the gangplank is down this way.
Things don't look much around here.
I'm going to see the captain.
Hey, Flywheel, I think he's got a suspicion.
Hang on with those bags and shut up.
Passengers line up to the gangplank, one at a time. Single file.
Gangway, please. Gangway.
Wait a minute. May I ask what's your rush?
You may ask, but I bet we will know the answer. Keep moving, Ravelli.
Hey, who are you pushing?
I don't know. Who are you?
I'm the captain.
Well, then I must be pushing the captain.
Well, we don't speak to underlings. Get me the general. If he isn't around, I'll talk to 2 colonels.
Hey, there's something fishy about this. How did you tramps get on this boat?
We thought it was a tramp steamer.
Oh, you did you? Well, you're not going to find it so easy to get off. Now stand away from this gangplank until the passengers leave. I'll attend to you later.
Well, I do believe it's Sir Roderick Mortimer.
Quick, Ravelli, the flip.
No, Sir Roderick. I know you have a reputation for a retiring nature, but you can't fool me. I see your name on your luggage.
Oh, stop your snooping.
But I'm Mrs. Rivington, and I'm expecting you down at my Long Island home for a weekend.
Don't be a piker, madam. Make it a month or we can't do business.
A month? Oh, lovely. Oh, Sir Roderick, the honor overwhelms me. Well, aren't you going to get off the boat? My car's waiting for us on the dock.
Lead the way, Goldilocks. And would you mind carrying some of these bags? They're very tired. On second thought, never mind the bags. Carry me.
Pardon me.
Now, what are you going to beef about, Captain?
I want to apologize, sir. I had no idea you were Sir Roderick Mortimer, the explorer.
Well, it came as a surprise to me, too. Come on, Ravelli. You too, Cluck.
Cluck? Oh, Roderick, did you call me a cluck?
So that's because you're cuckoo. Yeah, you're a cuckoo club.
So, Ravelli, that's no way to talk to a lady.
Well, show me a lady and I'll talk different.
Well, here we are on the dock. Now, my car is right over this way.
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm from the customs. I'll have to examine you.
Anything to oblige. What do you want me to take off? Did you ever hear me take off Marie Chevalier? If a nightingale could sing like you, the sing must be the...
I mean, if you got anything to declare.
I declare, I'm getting pretty sick of you all. Any more questions?
Open up that big bag.
Very well. So, Ravelli, open that big bag.
All right, I open it. Hey, look.
What's in there?
I don't know, boss. It's a green and looks like a big spaghetti. Must be a green spaghetti. Hey, it's a moving. It's alive. Look, it's a snake. Look out. It's snakes, boss. He's that big one there almost bit me.
Quick, find out which end is his face and slap it.
Hurry, shut that bag before the snakes escape all over the dock. That's all right. We don't want them anyway. But they're dangerous.
And I'm sure we don't want them. However, I haven't time for this idle chatter. Close the bag for this pest, Belly, and let's cram.
Okay, so Flywheel.
Aren't you coming, Sir Roderick? My car's waiting.
That's fine, babe. We'll hop in your car. You can follow on foot.
Roderick. 3 of your monkeys are loose on the boat.
Monkeys are loose? I'll get a monkey wrench and tighten them up.
This is Mrs. Remington's residence. The butler speaking. No, Mrs. Remington is now showing the mansion and the grounds to Sir Roderick Mortimer, and I believe Sir Revelli. Yes. Goodbye.
Oh, Meadows, have you seen Sir Roderick?
Hey, madam, I thought you were showing him the estate.
I was, but never mind. He's coming in. Well, Sir Roderick, how do you like my little home?
Oh, it's not so bad. Wait a minute. Come to think of it, it is pretty bad. As a matter of fact, it's one of the frowsiest looking dumps I've ever seen.
Why, Sir Roderick?
Madam, you're letting this place run down, and what's the result? You're not getting the class of people you used to. You're getting people like yourself now. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put a sign up, place under new management. We'll set up a 75-cent meal that'll knock their eyes out. After we knock their eyes out, we can charge them anything we want. I'll sign here and give me your check for $1,500. And I want to tell you, madam, with this insurance policy, you are provided for your little ones and for your old age, which will be here any day now if I'm any judge of horseplay. Hey, boss!
Sir Roderick, there's one question I'd like to ask you. What is that little man to you?
You must know he's a pain in the neck.
Boss, you tell her this old war horse I gotta have a new room.
A new room? Well, what's the matter with the one I assigned you? It's the best room in the house.
Yeah, but the snakes are running around up there.
What? Snakes in your room?
Say, Mrs. Irvington, maybe the snakes can stay in your room.
Oh, no. Those snakes would never stand for that.
There you are, madam. You can see that he's nobody's fool. Possibly because nobody wants him. And see here, Rivelli, what's the idea of going around looking as if you're stuck in your clothes?
Well, I do sleep in them.
Well, the least you can do is have my shoes repaired. I can see your toes sticking through them.
What do you repair shoes with?
With cowhide.
Huh?
Cowhide. Hide. You know what hide is? A cow's outside.
A cow's outside? Well, let her come in. I'm not afraid. I beg pardon, madam.
What is it, Meadows?
The gentleman from the press are here.
Tell me.
Yes, madam.
Sir Roderick, you wouldn't mind making a small statement for the press, would you?
No, as a matter of fact, I prepared a small statement. Rivelli, where's that statement?
Here it is, boss. She owes us $14. That's for our time. If we had a good time, we could have done it cheaper. The gentleman from the press.
The reporter from the Star here?
I'm from the Star.
Well, I want you to go back and tell your editor I don't like your paper. It's no good. Every time I sleep under it in the park, it gets all gone.
Roderick, I'd like to ask you a question. Hey, first I ask a question. Why does an Indian sleep with his head toward a fire?
All right, Mr. Bones, why does an Indian sleep with his head towards the fire?
To keep his wig warm. Some joke, eh, boss?
In a word, no.
So, Roderick, what do you think of marriage?
I think marriage is a noble institution. It's the foundation of the American home, which you can't enforce. It was put over on the American people while our boys were over there. You've been asking a lot of questions. Now let me ask you one. When are you dopes going to get out of here and let me go to sleep?
Mrs. Remington, your guests are assembling in the drawing room.
Oh, I'm afraid I shall have to ask you gentlemen of the press to excuse us.
Oh, Sir Roderick, one question before you go. Do you believe in clubs for women?
Only in self-defense.
Come, Sir Roderick. Afternoon.
Oh, no, you don't. You go first. I've had that one pulled before. You're not going to kick me.
Well, all right, just as you say. Oh, look. All my guests are seated. They're waiting for the lecture to begin.
That's so funny. I can't wait till it's over.
Oh, Sir Roderick, I thought before dinner you wouldn't mind telling us a few of your African experiences.
Why can't we skip Africa and get right down to dinner?
Now, Sir Roderick, you wouldn't throw me down, would you?
Well, I couldn't do it alone, but if Ravelli helped, I could make it.
Wait a minute, I'll introduce you. Now I would like to introduce Sir Roderick Mortimer, the famed African explorer, who has kindly consented to tell us about his latest trip to Africa. Sir Roderick.
My friends, I am here to tell you about the great and mysterious continent known as Africa. Africa belongs to the hunter, and he can have it. Well, sir, We left New York drunk and early on the morning of February 30th. After 15 days on the water and 6 on the boat, we finally arrived in Africa. We at once proceeded into the heart of the jungle where I shot a polar bear.
But, Sir Roderick, I thought polar bears lived in the frozen north.
Well, they usually do, but this one was anemic and he couldn't stand the cold climate. You see, Mrs. Rivington, he was a rich bear, and he could afford to go away in the winter. See here, Ravelli, you take care of your animals, and I'll take care of mine. From the day of our arrival, we led an active life. The first morning saw us up at 6, breakfasted, and back in bed at 7. This was our routine for the first 3 months. We finally got so we were back in bed by 6:30.
But, Sir Roderick, you promised to tell us about the wildlife in Africa.
Oh, so I did. One day we were out prospecting. We got wind of a herd of goats. Let me tell you that it's an ill wind that passes a herd of goats. And the following morning, while standing in front of the cabin, I bagged 6 lions.
Bagged 6 lions?
Sure, he bagged them. He bagged them to go away, but they kept hanging around all day. Now, children, and I'm referring now to Ravelli's brain, the principal animals inhabiting the African jungles are moose, elk, and Nypsopithia. That's big game. The first day, I shot 2 bucks. That was the biggest game we had. Of course, you all know what a moose is.
Sure. I know what a moose is. A moose runs around the floor, he eats cheese, and gets chased by the cat.
Now, as I was saying, the elks are different from the moose. The elks stay up in the hills most of the year. But in the spring, they come down for their annual convention. It is very interesting to watch them come to the water hole. And you should see them run when they find out there's only a water hole.
Sure. You bet they run. Why, those elks are looking for us in alcohol.
Ravelli, I should have left you in the lifeboat. One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How we got in my pajamas, I don't know. Then we tried to remove the tucks, but they were embedded in so firmly that we couldn't budge them. Of course, in Alabama, the tucks are looser. We took some pictures of the native girls, but they weren't developed. But we're going back again. Now I'd like to pass around my hat, but I'm afraid I wouldn't get it back.
A very enlightening speech, Sir Roderick.
Would you like me to run through it again, or would you like to see my ape-man, Mr. Ravelli, swing from the chandelier? Personally, I'd like to see him swing. Is there a piece of rope in the house?
Mrs. Rivington! Mrs. Rivington!
Not now, Meadows. Can't you see we're being entertained?
You old flatterer.
Mrs. Rivington, I just heard that a lion has escaped from the circus down the road. When last seen, it was heading in this direction.
What, the circus?
No, the lion, sir.
A lion, too? Oh, how fortunate it is we have Sir Roderick Mortimer, the most famous lion hunter in the world, with us. He'll know what to do, won't you, Sir Roderick?
Absolutely, but I don't think there's room under my bed for all of us.
Sir Roderick Mortimer is here.
You bet I'm here. If you think I'd go outside, you're crazy.
Madam!
Meadows, is the lion captured?
Madam, we have searched the grounds thoroughly. We find no trace of it anywhere. No doubt the circus people have captured it by this time.
Oh, what do you mean? Now, I hope you won't let this silly stare spoil the party for you. Come, there's no danger. Now, let's all go out in the garden. The roses are lovely in the moonlight.
Hey, Flywheel, where are you?
Are you all gone?
Yeah, boss, they all went out in the garden.
Come on, Rudolph, through this window. We'd better scram before the real Sir Roderick shows up or that Rivington dame finds a rhinoceros for us to play with. Well, here I go.
Hey, boss, where are you?
Jump, you fool.
Here I come. Hey, Flywheel, I think I land on somebody. There's somebody under me. I wonder who it is.
You take your foot out of my mouth, I'll tell you who it is. It's me.
Hey, Flywheel, something's coming.
It can't be us. We're going. Quick, down behind this bush.
There it is, boss. You know what I think? I think it's a hippopotamus.
No, but you're close. It's Mrs. Remington. Where?
Oh, Sir Roderick. Well, why are you over on this side of the house? All my other guests are in the rose garden.
Well, madam, Ravelli and I weren't satisfied that the house was safe, so we thought we'd take the shrubbery.
Did you find anything?
Sure we did. We found 3 dozen hairpins and 5 empty gin bottles. But don't be discouraged, madam. We're on the job. We'll find a full gin bottle if it takes all night.
Now, wouldn't you like to come and tell my guests some more of your African experiences?
No, I want to talk to you. Here. Oh, Mrs. Rivington, you know you're just the kind of a girl I crave.
No.
You've got beauty, charm, money. You have got money, haven't you? Because if you haven't, we can quit right now.
I'm fascinated.
That's so funny. I'm fascinated, too. Right on the arm.
Ravelli, I'll thank you to mind your own business. Thank you. Mrs. Rivington, ever since I've met you, I've swept you off my feet. Oh, there's something on my mind, something burning in my brain, something I must ask you.
What is it, Sir Roderick?
Will you wash out a pair of socks for me?
So what is it? I'm surprised.
Well, it may be a surprise to you, but it's been on my mind for months. Oh, it's just my way of telling you that Ravelli and I love you. We want to marry you. How about it, my shrinking violet?
Shrinking violet? Say, it wouldn't hurt her to shrink about 30, 40 pounds.
Why, gentlemen, you leave it faceless.
Well, see that you remain that way. Now, after we 3 are married...
Oh, Roderick, I can't marry you. I got a husband already.
There you go. Always thinking of yourself, and what a dreary subject that is.
But you don't understand. If I married you, that'd be bigamy.
Yes, and it'd be big of me, too. Big of all of us. Let's be big for a change. I'm sick of all these conventional marriages. One woman and one man was good enough for your grandmother, but who wants to marry your grandmother? Nobody, not even your grandfather.
This is all perfect nonsense. Take me back to my guest.
Well, I'll take you back to your guest, but they're probably just as sick of you as I am. Ravelli, you wait here. I'll be right back.
I think I'll lay down. Who's there? Maybe that's the flywheel coming back. Hey, flywheel. What's the matter, flywheel? You got a sore throat? Hey, it no sound like flywheel. Must be a rabbit. That's the biggest rabbit I ever saw. But that ain't a rabbit at all. It's a big yellow... That's so funny. I never saw a dogger with a fur collar before. Hey, doggy, what's your name? Come on now, no back talk. Say, maybe he's lost. You lost, doggy? Say, I think I take him back to Miss Dim for a present. He always wanted a lap dog. I bet this dog got the biggest lap she ever saw. Hey, doggy, 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 come here. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. I ain't gonna hurt you. Come here, nice doggy, nice. Oh, you're going to get tough, are you? Now, Rover, you're going to be good. That's the fine. Sometime when I ain't hungry myself, I give you a piece of liver. Hey, I'm tired of sitting here. Come on, Rover. I take you up to the house and I show you the flywheel. Ah, just like you. Come on, I'm telling you. That's the fine. You walk right behind me. All right. Come on, Rover. March.
Ravelli, where are you? It's important.
Here I am, boss.
Quick, we've got to run. The real Sir Roderick has arrived. Mrs. Rivington is making a fuss over him. She's fickle.
Okay, boss, okay. Lead the way. I run with you. Come on, Rover.
What's that?
Flywheel, I got a bigger surprise for you. We got a new dog. Come here, Boots.
Dog, nothing. That's the lion. Run for your life.
The lion?
Look out, Ravelli. He's coming after us.
Come on. What are we waiting for? Faster, boss, faster.
Are we getting away from him? You look. I haven't no heart.
Flywheel, he's running after us. Go home, Rover. Go home. Hey, he's still coming.
He must like you, Ravelli. I don't know what he sees in you.
Maybe he sees it.
Ravelli, I can feel his hot breath on my pants.
Hey, Flywheel, look what's in the driveway. A kind of a cage on an automobile. It must be the lion's cage. I guess they brought it over from the circus.
The door of the cage is open, Ravelli. If we can get in there, we're safe.
Okay, boss. Jump.
Quick, Ravelli, slam the door.
Oh. Well, we just made it, boss. We're safe.
What a narrow escape. They certainly building escapes narrow these days.
There goes the line, boss. Down the driveway and over the gate.
All right, now we gotta get out of here. Open this cage door.
I can't, boss. It's locked. Hey, Flywheel, here comes the Mrs. Rivington with a couple of men. Maybe they could help us out.
Why, I'm afraid afraid to go to work.
I wonder which way he went, the rat. It wasn't a rat. It was a line. He went out the gate.
Oh, no, there they are, both of them, in there.
Well, I'll be darned. What a break. Come on, Mike. Get up in the driver's seat. Let's get going.
Hey, where are you taking us? We don't want to go back to the circus.
Circus? Say, buddy, this is a patrol wagon. You guys are going to jail. Jail? Hey, boss, I wonder if we'll get our old room back.
Say, officer, do you happen to know if there's any mail there for Waldorf to come see Flywheel? You've been entertained tonight in the Five-Star Theater by Groucho and Chico Marx in their three-act comedy, Flywheel, Shyster and Flywheel, Attorneys at Law. Keep your seats, ladies and gentlemen. The Groucho and Chico will be back in just a moment. The Five-Star Theater is sponsored by the Standard Oil Companies of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Louisiana, and the Colonial Beacon Oil Company. Do not forget, on June 2nd, the sponsors of this program will place a new product on the market which will be an important milestone in motor fuel history. This new motor fuel is a challenge to all gasoline. It is a product of the world's largest oil laboratory. Watch for announcements of this new product in the newspapers. Or better still, go to your nearest SO, spelled ESSO, station or dealer on June 2nd and find out for yourself. With tonight's program, we bring to a close, for the season, the Monday feature in the Five-Star Theater. Throughout the winter, the sponsors have been presenting, for your pleasure, a wide variety of the best radio entertainment it is possible to assemble. The world's leading comedians, great opera and concert singers, stories from the pens of America's leading short story and mystery writers, symphony and popular music, all have appeared in the Five-Star Theater. If you have enjoyed these programs and would like to have the Five-Star Theater back on the air in the fall, we would appreciate hearing from you. I see Groucho and Chico are out on the platform again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the broadcast season is over, and I want to say we was having some fun here every week.
Just a minute, Chico. Don't say having some fun. Say having. Pronounce the G.
All right. Gee, we was having some fun. And now, radio audience, I want you all to come to my house for dinner tonight.
Chico, do you know what you're doing? You're inviting millions of people, and your house is only big enough to hold 10 or 15.
Well, maybe some of them can come. Hey, Groucho, how about you coming over to dinner tonight?
Dinner tonight? You couldn't make that tomorrow night, could you?
Why tomorrow night?
Well, because your wife has already invited me over to your house for dinner tonight.
Yeah, she likes parties and things, but I'm a different. I'd go away for a month on a ranch if I had the money.
Well, if the ranch were far enough away, I'd give you the money.
That's the fine. I can go on a ranch and ride a horse with a little lasso.
Ride a horse with a little Esso? You're crazy. You ride in a car with Esso, which is more powerful than any gasoline.
I didn't say Esso. I said lasso. The rope you make in the loop.
You mean lasso loop?
That hydrophine motor?
Well, we came out even on that one. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good